Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Hearthstone Global Invitational. And just to refresh your memories of the format overall, well, one, there are the teams. We have Tao Tao, La La La, Island Cat, and PF against Slysssa, Dog, Collins, and WTY Bill. And just quickly remind you of how the format works is that you have 3 lobbies being played out. These 8 players will be in all of those lobbies. They will be playing for points and based on their finish, of course. But the key factor here is they do not know who the opponents are and who their teammates are within that lobby. So there can be no, oh, I'll try and, even up this fight so I don't deal you as much damage. Every player is essentially playing to win. And then obviously as each lobby ends, we'll total up the points and keeps that total running until the 3 lobbies are over. The team with the most points gets 2 total tournament points, and the team that doesn't get the most points gets 0. So fairly simple overall as we just check out some of the players from the Chinese region. But it looks like we're ready to dive in, Lorinda. It's going to be Battlegrounds, lobby number 1 between China and the Americas. What are you making of these picks? Because these look very different to what we've been seeing previously from Battlegrounds earlier today.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what Americas have been dealt here, because there's no Cookie here and there's no Sneeds, right? Which means they're in every lobby. It means that America's going to get offered those 2 heroes, I believe.
Yeah, Diablo as well is one we saw pop up every single lobby, I think, in the one earlier today, with mixed results. But I think it's fair to say Diablo felt like, even just from those 3 lobbies, a very 4th, 5th kind of hero. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, I mean, RDU did get a win with it, but he has played a lot of Diablo, partly because he's a streamer. Like, you sort of feel obliged to do the content thing, right? So RDU has got a lot of experience with Diablo and worked out how to play it better than most people. And yeah, Americas here have got the Jandis, the Omu, the Sneeds, and the Mali, right? So,
yep, this is kind of an interesting lobby with characters so different to what we've seen. There is the Sneeds, but there's so many characters that we've seen earlier in the lobbies that it felt like it was almost just an 8-character lobby 3 times a lot of the time. In the first 3 lobbies of this morning. But now we're seeing a lot of variety here. We've seen the early fights take over, WTY build getting that token ability there, or token starters, should I say, with the cats. And obviously Lich King, kind of a weird starting point because that minion already has Reborn, so you can't give it Reborn again. Right. So unfortunate to miss the hero power, but a win round 1 is a win, so it's not the end of the world.
Well, more importantly as well, with him being on Lich King, he does get that Reborn, he gets the Death Rattle effects. He can stay low and build up some sort of terrifying-looking Avenge board, especially with mechs in. And he may be able to just get a monster board later on if things fall his way. I know that's the same for everybody, but in particular with the Lich King, if you get that Acolyte start, things could get pretty funky pretty fast.
Yeah, we're checking out Dog on Omu now, and we are already seen the level up, of course. Dog getting the pirate down as well to reduce the next one. I know Omu has kind of changed a lot since its release, and its sort of power level seems to have gone up and down a little bit. But what do you make of it now? Is Dog just going to do the almost max rush to Tavern 6? Is that still the way? Or will he be looking potentially to stay longer on some Tavern points?
With this start, personally, I would be going pretty high pretty quickly. It all depends what you pick up on tier 4. You might want to lurk around there for a little while. But I'm not very good at the symbols, but it looks like what's not in, Ray? You tell me what's not in and I'll proceed from there.
What's not in? It is Quillboars, Elementals, and Dragons.
Right, so it probably depends on what he gets in the mechs. The Dragons on 3 and 4 won't be available, the Elementals. If he whiffs on the mechs, he might just go up there and just get powerful cards. Obviously, without the Quillboars, there's no menagerie to build either. So it will be interesting to see what Dog does. But I think because he's got effectively a double token start, we'll see him get to 4 very, very quickly here. Unlike WTY Bill, who is just going to sit here and get this triple. And he's going to take it now just for the reduction effect. Obviously, he'll level first, but...
Yeah, he can level next turn and then triple into 4. And this is one thing that's really interesting now with Dragons and Elementals out, and I guess Quillboars as well. These are pretty much all the stat stick style comps, right? Where it's just maximum stats across the board. There's only really Demons that I think really comes into play there as just raw big minions. So
unless
what
you
do
hit
you
a
think?
Mama.
True.
Get
Okay.
Mama
Sure.
Bell
Sure.
5. That's another option available.
But what do you think these players are going to be going for? Is mechs really the goal because they're like the last great synergy that's left in?
I think so. Yeah, that's what you'll be aiming for, hoping for. But one of the great things about Battlegrounds since all the changes is you can keep your options open for a very long time. Bill there making that decision whether he wanted to go for mechs because they're better or just have a good death rattle big minion in the Savannah High main. He probably hasn't made any sort of choice where he's going yet. He's just getting some tempo. That will buy him the time to get some more shops and see what he wants to do with the shops. There's a lot more stay alive and see what happens in the early stages of Battlegrounds now. You don't have to sort of choose like on the old standard curve you always played. You kind of had to make a decision by about turn 6 or 7. You don't have to anymore, although obviously it's nice to be locked into a good comp.
Yeah, as usual, we are now getting to the stage where the players are starting to try and progress from just the good sort of basic openings of I just want to get good stuff whilst looking for golden, of course, to try and get the Tavern 4 minions. But for now, players will start just trying to look for some kind of direction from the later Tavern levels. Looks like Island Cat's doing pretty well with these buffed cats, actually.
Yep. And pretty decent looking board already. Colin's definitely lacking a bit of direction, but it's Jaina, so the direction is just keep making cat tokens. And most people these days, despite the fact that you'll be taught that 4 drops are better than 5s for the gold, you still take 5s with Jandis in general. Again, especially if you're doing it with Beast, again, because Mama Bear. So if you hit the Mama Bear on a 5, you can do the whole thing where you get sort of monster-sized tabbies, and that just takes you up to 6. Then you just you look for the standard Beast comp from there.
One thing that really interested me, I was actually watching Collins and Shady co-op a few times actually over the past few days, and one thing that surprised me the most is how much they sort of seemed to disagree. Right. It's not like they were arguing, but they seemed to have like almost like separate thoughts on most sort of non-simple turns, and that was just surprising because they're both obviously very good, but still like the way Battlegrounds works is multiple people can be good at the game but have completely different thought patterns, right, on how to go about turns. So that was just very interesting in general to hear from 2 strong players.
There was a famous stream when I think it was almost undisputed that Jeef and XQN were the best 2 players at the time. And they did a co-op and they disagreed on every single thing because XQN likes to race and take sort of chances and get to 6 and you get all the stuff. And it was back when the old mech build was kind of the best build. Just get some deflectos and keep making deflectos. And he just wanted to stay down there all the time and do that. And they were both like 1,000 points ahead of everybody else in MMR. And just didn't want to do anything the same. It was really interesting. Exactly what you just said, except on an even bigger scale. It was nutty.
Oh, okay. So is that going to be the Urzel for Collins, or do you think he's going to look for something else?
Looking at the board.
He's going for Avenge. Okay, I didn't really see that coming. This is a good minion, of course. It's just, I guess he does get the Pirate now with that swap, so it's not too bad at all.
I mean, yeah, he's looking for big things, right? If he hits Hogger here on this second 5, things can get pretty ridiculous here. Oh! There it is!
You called it!
Can he set it all up? The thing is, I don't know how laggy it is for the non-Chinese players on this server.
Yeah.
But he's in there. He's going for it. If he can get that golden Hogger, oh my goodness, this is going to be some massive pirates.
And I know that pause might have just been Collins just taking a second to think about it. But was there ever a moment he was considering that Void Lord? Because it means that it's more Avenge procs with the Void Lord, of course, but less good pirates to actually hit. So do you think he was considering that? Or was it always Hogger and he was just having a second?
I'm not sure, actually. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I have played pirates so few times recently that... the other options don't even cross my mind. If I'd seen that, I'd have taken the Hogger instantly. So I don't want to speak for Collins, but I think he's very good at making sure he doesn't miss anything. In those situations, if you snap pick Hogger and you suddenly realise, oh, but hang on, if I'd taken, the Void Lord, maybe I could have gone to 6 and got all sorts of other Avenge synergies. Definitely worth at least paying a moment's attention to, for sure. With every card, it's amazing how often you watch the good players playing, and they'll stop on a shop, and you'll suddenly realise, what's he thinking about? This is the obvious card, and then something else will dawn on you. Oh, but hang on, 2 turns down the line, he's going to be on shop 6, and this will be available, and that would be really nice.
Right.
And they're very good at spotting the not obvious plays.
Well, just finally, you touched on Collins there. He is second from bottom on that Jandis for now. So he's healthy, though, you know, approximately half health. But he does have to start making this work, and I'm sure that will be the case going forward. But checking it with Island Cat, he can just copy Collins now with that Hugger and the Avenge, too. So that's actually a pretty big deal. Has the Yoho as an option. So already got these pirates on offer.
Yes, and he's got a better setup as well to get the Avenge trigger with that imp on 6-4. Just keeping an eye on Slysssa here. She's on Sneeds and in 8th place on a very low health total. She's just went from 9 down to 3. And obviously if she doesn't stabilize here, she dies. But yeah, Sneeds is not a hero you want to be going 8th place on. I mean, you don't want to be on 8th place on anything, but sometimes you go, okay, I'm stuck on a bad hero, 8th place is going to happen. Or I'm on a Sira and didn't hit my dragons, okay, unlucky. But Sneeds is... You know, it generates infinite tempo early on. It's a toughie if she gets blown out here into 8th.
There's even heroes where, like, for example, Reno especially, I think, goes really low because you are fishing for that great golden, and then once you do that, you can become unbeatable in certain situations because you can just accelerate the game really quickly. But for now, they're checking on Slysssa, seeing how the board's looking on the right. She does have the parrot and that sort of startings of a beast comp with an annoying module just to try and gain some time. Has the freeze, obviously, I think with this board, or this shop, should I say, sorry, that she would just love to have more gold because there's a lot of minions there that she would probably really like to buy. But obviously, she has to survive this next turn. And if she can, I actually think she can put herself in a really good spot.
Yeah, I want to see with her next turn if she does get through, because I'm curious to see if she chooses to use a Khadgar or if it's too late for it. Khadgar on Sneeds can be absolutely ridiculous in the early game, but we're kind of getting out of the early game now. So I'd like to know if Slysssa does pick that up or not.
At least on the percentages, she's slightly favoured.
Collins hit his golden, sorry. Just shouted all over you there, Raven. I'm so sorry, but Collins has just hit his golden on the left-hand screen, so he's now got golden Hogger going into the next turn. Even though he loses this fight, he got the Avenge triggers he needed, and now he's going to be a monster. Remember, this lobby is a bit of an iffy lobby. There's no
going to be dead.
To work with.
He's just died on the left against PF. Yeah.
Oh,
just died as he got offered, and it looked like Slysssa survived, right? I did blink then, and I did just quite miss it, but I think Slysssa survived that round. I was going to say, at least the numbers said she was 55% like favoured to win, and then 10% to draw, and I think at that point with that shot, she would have been even happy with the draw. So it's a big deal, and it does look like Collins is going out first. Island Cat is going to go into Collins' comp this turn for him. Whereas Lala is actually starting to build a tank board, and these are pretty scary at this point in the game.
Yeah, Lala's got another wealth of options available to him here.
Tank and Kangors with multiple death rattles.
Yeah, and that's just looking good for the future. I imagine he'll try to get to 6 pretty rapidly. Now, there's another tank, though, first. Get to 6, get that Omega Buster, and build the comp we all love getting killed by, the pew-pew massive stuff.
Benefit of being on Lich King as well is that Reborn just helps with the tanks as well. It's that extra little juice available for them too. So
can Island Cat suffer a better fate than Collins? Trying the same thing, he has got that 14-16 to at least eat up some opposing minions. Yeah, Slysssa didn't take the Khadgar. I'm not really surprised, but I just wondered if she would. That's why I wanted to have a look.
Well, I think there were other things like better on offer, right? That second high main specifically as well. And then I actually think just with the way the comp looks right now, a second high main right now would do way more for her survival than a Khadgar, right? Because Khadgar might be better in general, but on 3 health, you can't take the risk.
And it's a lot earlier that Khadgar's better. Oh! She also had that second frog in that same shot.
Doomsayer off the death rattle. That's not too bad.
That's great if she can get
printing gold. Yeah.
If Is she going to make it through? I think she... Oh, I just don't know. I know it says
close.
74%, but...
I think a lot's going to depend on the deflector, right?
Yeah.
If Slysssa can kill the deflector without the reset, which she does...
She goes.
This is looking okay. Free hit there. The trade goes up onto the high main, which can now take down the... Oh, wait, it died. Oh, no, there's still plenty, right? Plenty there. And look at this gold she's gained from this Doomsayer. That's a big deal.
This is the break she needed here, right? She was in a bit of a awkward spot. It wasn't really going anywhere, but this extra 3 gold, plus the fact she, you know, got some reasonable hits from it as well. She might be in an okay spot. But here's Island Cat with the golden hogger.
And a normal hogger as well. So someone cue the epic sax music, because this is about to get crazy. This is just one of those turns you just want to sit back and watch. And if you're not, you know, super experienced in Battlegrounds, you're not even quite sure you can keep up, but you can enjoy just watching all the minions fly by, all the gold flying around as well, and just enjoy what the outcome's going to look like, because this looks close to an almost like optimal starting turn with this comp, right? He's got 3 of the pirates that buff with every pirate you play, another one that's giving +1/+1 for every card that hits your hand, which, as you can see, is quite a few this turn, and that free space to be able to just cycle.
Yeah, and also, you know, the Peg is just buffing stuff all the time. I think you said that. He's got a chance of a triple coming up for that too shortly. He actually got rid of the Tony, the gold maker, because he's just going to make triples anyway, naturally. He doesn't need them now. He's got infinite money. He might not even rip the next hogger, because all that does is slow you down with animations. He does, but it's a little bit more security. But I don't know if he'll play it, though.
And also with the Avenge, with the what he wants to end this turn looking like, it's more likely the Avenge minion dies before a lot of these minions do anyway, right? So I don't think outside of if he got the rush minions it would do anything. Second gold hogger available.
Yep, you take it if they give you it. You want the 6-drop anyway.
You just want infinite gold, only limited by time itself.
Yeah, tipped Bob 5 gold coins, and he'll be absolutely fine with that because he got so much done that turn.
That is so ridiculous. Everything's still going before, and we're actually watching a fight happen on the other screen. It's kind of hilarious to me.
I mean, he's going to kill everybody he faces. Like, turn after turn, he's just going to be wiping people out. Some people might not quite die, because there's still some people in sort of high 20s health and above. But he's just going to do so much damage. The hoggers are very hard to kill. They're pretty big as well. That's 10 damage before you even start. He's going to be doing 20 damage to everyone for a few turns here. This could be a very quick lobby.
It looks like as well, Slysssa is doing very well versus WTY Bill in this matchup you have on the right. And this was a big turnaround, and this is what she needed, because she was in trouble early on. And I think, at least just basing it off the 3 lobbies we had earlier today, that even just getting that one extra place finish in a lobby is a huge deal, because earlier today, EU beat APAC by 1 point. So it was such a big deal to just gain any kind of points you can.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the star-looking performances in that was Simi on the HysteriA early on. Was it the HysteriA? When she was on 1 or 2 health.
I think so.
No, she was on Cookie. And she just limped up sort of from a guaranteed 7th or 8th and managed to get to sort of 4th. And that's
it was Sun on HysteriA, right, that did a pretty good job of stalling too.
Yeah, Sun got on HysteriA. She actually got into. She'll feel a bit aggrieved that she didn't actually win that lobby, because she took an unlucky hit just as she was getting really, really into it. But yeah, Slyssa's, you know, cobbled a comp together.
Dog also in some danger here on 2 health. Just cannot afford to lose a round here. And this is a big problem because,
by the way, he stopped at 5.
We're looking at Dog and Slysssa on 3 and 2 health. Of course, they may well have powerful comps, and that means they'll be fine for a while. But the fact that Collins is already out, Slysssa and Dog are on minimal health, basically one game or matchup loss is the end of the game. And
look at
the rest of the Chinese players looking fantastic.
They really are, yeah. I was just going to say, look at the difference between Collins and Island Cat, though. They both had basically identical boards. Collins went 3 health negative and died, and Island Cat's I'm going to say won the lobby. It's not quite because Slyssa's assembling some poison. Others will grab their poison as it goes on. And I hear you giggling. We've just seen Island Cat's board on the right there.
Yeah, Island Cat's comp is the one that PF is facing on the right, and I think you can even see the smile there for PF. Is like, how am I supposed to deal with this? Like, it's like, and it's almost true, right? Where like your opponent's just allowed to play like 5 extra turns than you have, and then you have to try and beat them in a fight. It's just not going to happen.
If there's any doubt that the players didn't know who they were against, okay, this is Island Cat eliminating his teammate because they don't know who's who. Very, very convincingly. And he's got there so early with these huge pirates, he can start looking for the Selflesses and Barons to get the Divine Shields, just in case anybody tries to get multiple poisons against him. He's got so much time to fish for those now.
Yeah, and this, I mean, let's wait and see, but this looks like it could be... Does this add up?
Yeah, this adds up.
What's the
I can never add it up. It's always more than you think. If it's close,
yeah.
then
What's the death rattle though?
There.
Oh, it was just okay. It was just a frog on the other side.
It's
okay,
frogs, yeah.
I didn't see the start of the fight, so yes, Slysssa hanging on there, and that's a big deal because Island Cat just knocked out PF. I think before Slysssa and Dog. Oh no, Dog's dead. Okay,
yeah.
So
Don't
Dog's
face
out.
Island Cat. You come second. Like just hope Bob's kind.
Yeah, that's it, right? Because Dog's gone down, Slysssa has managed to just stay alive, and Island Cat's just obliterated one of his teammates, obviously without knowing.
Bran!
Oh my!
Strong arm and golden brand, like he needs the extra 8 million on these. What he really needs is some divine shield action. That's all he needs now.
This is impressive though. Like Island Cat is not messing about with this comp, and this is hard. This might look overpowered, and okay, it is very powerful, but it's also very difficult to pull off. And he's just doing it very, very well indeed. You basically have to just get the most out of a turn with infinite gold, but still make the correct decisions. You might think, oh, if you've got infinite gold, it's easy. It's like, well, no, because gold's not the thing limiting you. It's decision making that's limiting you.
Notice how he's dodging the triples here on this strong arm, so he actually has faster animation times. Even though it would be an extra few buffs, the triple takes so long to mess around with, and there's nothing he really cares about on 6. As a free pick. It's just make those numbers big and pick up the Selflesses, and off you go.
Yeah.
And now the Baron, because he's got the golden Selfless in the bag.
I just want to see where this turn ends for him here.
I think he'll win his next
So I
fight.
think there's a couple more animations yet. It's so funny.
Yeah, I stopped looking last time when he got through to the screen moving across, but yeah.
Okay, well, WTY Bill is looking to be roughly even matchup.
It's so funny. We're looking at all the other comps. They're perfectly respectable comps, like you say. Some decent building from these two on the right, and then you look at Island Cat's board, and you're like, how does anybody beat this?
Island Cat's like, oh, so he didn't get a last minion down, ran out of time, which is tough, but he does have approximately 1 million's worth of stats, so I think he should be fine. I don't think this Mexner is going to be able to get the job done there for Slysssa.
I don't think it is either. I'm just always wary when I'm making a quick judgment like that, but because he missed playing the other minion, but I think he's fine.
Yeah.
I guess there's always a chance another Mexner drops. Yeah, the 6 drops aren't death rattled up, so.
Yeah, this is easy enough stats, and that looks like Slyssa's going to go down. And someone else died. I'm just not sure who, because I think Lala killed someone that round. I can't. Oh, was it WTY Bill? Potentially.
So it was who was on Malagos? That was Bill, I think.
Yeah. So now we have Lala, Tao Tao, and
Island Cat. So all.
Oh, it's Island Cat, of course. Yeah.
China players getting a massive number of points here.
Yeah, so that's what, first, second, third,
and sixth.
Sixth. Wow, really good start.
And look at the heroes they had compared to the heroes America's had. Nothing too horrendous, but America's had like the Omu, the Jandis, a good Jandis start, a beast Jandis start, and a Sneeds, and they've just been sort of pushed out of the lobby completely. Absolutely dominant here from China in this first of 3 lobbies they will play in this match.
And the good thing here for Island Cat is if he does the same again, right, and can't quite finish the turn, as in finish the turn with 7 minions on the board, it's not the end of the world because he's against the Ghost, and I think he should be fairly confident he can beat up whoever died last turn. So I think this one, even if he doesn't quite get there, as long as he just buffs as quickly as many times as he can, he should be feeling okay.
Yeah, it's interesting how far in front he is. He hasn't even felt the need to put the Selfless down.
Right.
Like, he knows that nobody's got a million poisons yet, so he doesn't even need to mess around with that. He's got 25 health. He's not, even if they have got a million poisons, he's not going to take more than... If something crazy happened, let's say he takes 18. I don't know how that would even happen, but let's say he did. He still lives, then he can just jam out the Selfless Baron that he has, and then worry about it. For now, he's just concentrating on showing off, to be honest. Just get as many numbers as you can.
Hey, why not? It looks cool. I'm all for it.
Yeah. You never know. Maybe somebody's got some 250 pirates that you haven't noticed sneaking up the lobby.
Yeah, it's slowly getting to the point where I really don't want anyone to ask me to read out what stats each minion is, because they all seem to be sharing right now.
Yeah, they're just a bunch of 2s and some noughts. Yeah. It's quite funny how similar they all are, actually. They're all within like 20 attack of each other.
Well, if you remember, they were all... It all kicked off kind of in the same turn, right? If you recall how it happened when he first popped off, right? They were all roughly the same health. They're all fairly new pirates on board, and then he went. So which is why, you know, a lot of them are fairly close together.
All right, well, Island Cat kills the Ghost. Stop! They're already dead. Springs to mind. And Taotao's just laughing to himself. He knows the situation here. He's seen what's been going on.
This is what is so hilarious. Taotao's comp looks like, comparatively, it's like a turn 2 comp. And Island Cat's got like just an ultimate comp with like million stats, and Taotao's got some birdmen and a rat.
Bird person.
Yeah, bird person and a rat. And it's like, how do I pull this one out the bag? I've got more health, but that might not help me.
Island Cat getting greedy now. Just gets himself a nice poisoned Amalgadon because, you know, when 200 attack isn't enough, why not have infinite attack? But more importantly, it has the Divine Shield, of course.
Right. Nothing wrong with a backup plan.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love how, like, at least to my, you know, rubbish eyes, how optimal it looks like Island Cat's playing, right? Even at this point, his stats are so many that I can't even really read them properly, and he's still like, okay, Hamel, play Hamel. More pirates, chain. Got the Amalgadon, you know, moving through everything, going through everything, maximizing his turn. Well, I'm pretty sure he could probably go and grab a drink of water, come and sit back down, and still easily win this game. But he wants to play it properly, maximize everything, and guess warm up for the next lobby, I suppose.
Yeah, the turn where he took the strong arms, he actually waited to play the Bran until the last second, then played the Bran, then didn't take the triple because that's a slow animation. Then played the strong arms through in case he needed to sell the Bran. All that was also very nicely done. I just didn't have time to mention it at the time. He did a lot of smooth stuff there. And look at this. It's just the funniest mismatch you'll see for a long time.
Taotao's like, come on, dirty rat, you got this.
42 rats on Greybow, maybe you'd have a chance. Sadly, that's not how numbers or Hearthstone Battlegrounds works.
But I think regardless, even for the players that Island Cat killed, obviously they do not know who each other are until the game ends, I imagine, when they have the little break to get ready for Lobby 2. I think even though all the players that were that are on Team China who died to Island Cat, I think we'll be very happy when they work out who everyone else was, because as you said, that is what, first, second, third, and sixth, I think that was so, for China.
What does that mean?
Size matters, so people can check out what size they are by typing the command size. See if they're chonkers or dinkers or average or growers or showers.